I used to love myself a lot. I would look in the mirror and be overwhelmed with gratitude and light, and I would feel connected to this feeling of divine creation that expressed itself through me, and I would feel that whenever I looked at anything. I would go into a grocery store and I would see an aisle of chips, and I would be overwhelmed just by the fact that it was created by somebody. And I would be brought to tears looking at the sky, thanking the universe that I could see the color blue. But one day that all kind of went away, and I didn't know why at all. It was like I had this framework that I was gifted by the gods to be able to see my world with childlike wonder and excitement. And I was like, I'm gonna do great things with this feeling. And then I couldn't at all. It was just gone. And I was like, what? And I was so concerned with reconnecting with that feeling that I couldn't really see that there was something more than that. I had this belief that there's a certain level that you get to. You can call it like enlightenment, or I found unconditional love, I found all self-love, and it's like that was like the highest point. But there's no highest point. You can transcend over and over and over and over again. It just doesn't end. When I was 7 years old, my little sister passed away. And in that intense darkness, in that infinite winter, I found within myself an endless summer. And I found a light, and it grew more than I could ever have imagined. And through all of that, it was so hard to find that love again. But when you go outside and you hug your best friend, it's not that hard to find again. And as I grew older, it overtook me, and I just followed it. I just chased it. I was like, I want to see what's possible for human beings. To feel again after experiencing heartache. And so I learned how to blossom through the cracks of hell. But the soil is really different in heaven. Once you build yourself a heaven, or once you realize that everything around you is heaven, you still only know how to flourish and blossom if you're in hell. You bring yourself back down over and over and over and over again. Because, you believe that if this terrible thing that happened allowed me to find this summer within myself, then that's what terrible things do. And so I guess I have to experience a lot of terrible stuff on purpose. And you think it subconsciously as you go about your life, but that sucks. And that's not very good. I mean, it was really, really helpful, when that stuff was happening, because it's true. Holding on to it as the main framework for love and light, it doesn't always work in the way that you want it to. Because once you start seeing that things are going well, whatever that means, you have to confront something new. And it's hard to confront new stuff, especially when you think that you found the highest thing that you can find. But you gotta confront it, because you will align your reality with your beliefs more than you might think. If something you see doesn't align with your beliefs, there's a pretty good chance that you'll try and change the outside before you change your belief. And so if you believe that the only way to grow and the only way to feel that unconditional love when it goes away is for something terrible to happen, then you will make it happen. And it goes with all of the beliefs. And I believe that was my value. My ability to access that place inside of me was my value, and that's how I was valuable, not just to myself and to give myself all the love that I felt that I needed, but also my value to my community. And all of a sudden, if you can't do that anymore, then it all falls apart. It's like this conditional, unconditional love. I had this question, this like obvious question, and it was that, what if there was nothing wrong with you? What if there was nothing wrong with you? Nothing at all. What would you do?